Okay, here's what you need to know. These areas here, I think, are places we need to watch, not just today, but also this goes into tomorrow. So let's start off quickly with what we're looking at as we move through Friday evening into Friday night. That would be this evening. We're recording this here into late Friday afternoon. So here from parts of Nebraska down into Kansas, even parts of Missouri, we could see some strong supercells start to form in this environment here. Storm Prediction Center watching that. So really across Nebraska, and some of those may drop south again into parts of northeast Kansas. There could also be some stronger storms developing a little bit further to the south of that too. That's something to keep an eye on. Again, with all of the wind shear out there, a couple of these could get supercellular as we head into the afternoon. So the risk of tornadoes there, and also some really big hail too. We could see baseball-size hail, or maybe even greater in some areas. The Storm Prediction Center hashing out this area here from North Kansas up into Oklahoma, and specifically, I should say, Kansas up into Nebraska. Down in Oklahoma, there will be some hail, maybe in the panhandle, even into the panhandle of Texas, but look right here into central parts of Nebraska. That right there would be the area, I think, of the highest risk for seeing hail, and that could also extend up into parts of the Dakotas as we move through the day today. Now, we're not done with the severe weather as we head into Saturday. Do not let this fool you, because if you remember, a couple of days ago, we had a very low risk of tornadoes, and we had multiple tornado reports in and around Baltimore. So take, again, everything seriously when you see these. I don't know how I feel about these number one days, these marginal days. That doesn't mean green, we're good to go, everything is good. It means we need to maybe take a look at this area. And I've been busted for these maps. They say, oh, there's so much color on them. Look, I mean, I think this should be yellow or at least orange or something to let you know, look, this is the risk area. But that's neither here nor there. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. It's their color scheme, so let's go with it. But look across Missouri and parts of Arkansas, even into parts of Illinois. I think you've got to watch these storms here. There could be some rotation. Storm Prediction Center highlighting this area tomorrow with a 2% risk of some severe EF2 tornado or greater in these areas, also back into parts of Colorado too, as we head into the afternoon as the complex of storms gets going here. Let's time some of these storms out. I think we'll see these start to develop as we head into the afternoon and into the evening. Don't get caught up on exactly where these cells are. We'll also see storms firing up here across West Kansas, down into the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas, and everything kind of moving sort of like this, right, in the upper level flow. We've got some wind shear going here across Nebraska. Again, that's the reason I think we see those supercells and the tornado risk. That expands as we head into the overnight hours. As these storms start to cluster up, damaging winds become the threat. They'll likely keep their strength, although they will start to weaken, but strong enough, I do think, for some severe weather overnight tonight. And then as we get into the early morning hours of tomorrow, what's left of this now, more of a mesoscale convective complex just sort of moving off to the east. Now it's moving into parts of Missouri, and then rain up here to the north of that into Wisconsin, also into Iowa too. Now, as we head to the east, this will be interesting to watch too. If you noticed this map, I've got a yellow area here because I'm watching this place, these areas right here. I said this yesterday. These storms up around the Great Lakes, pinwheeling around this cold air loft, could get a little strong. There's going to be some really cold air loft, and there is. And we're already seeing a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out this afternoon in and around Rochester. We've seen that. I think that continues as we move through the evening hours. Placing them exactly, I think, is tough. But up here into the northeast, some of these could get a little strong, and then that backs off as we head into the overnight tonight. Showers here, lingering here into northern parts of New England, up into Maine. That will start to move away, and then we look west here. So most of Saturday dry here across the east and the southeast coast, but here comes the rain moving into the Midwest from Chicago south as we head into Sunday. Things do start to change up, too. The weather pattern is going to be pretty cool over the next couple of days. And also, we're going to get warm across the west, and I think that also translates east. But look at this cold air here moving into the mid-Atlantic, into the Appalachians. I want to show you this. This is interesting. Some of the modeled low temperatures for Tuesday morning. I mean, we're talking about mid-40s all the way down here into the southern Appalachians, up into parts of Ontario. Look at that, 30s. So chilly, and close to 40 here into parts of Michigan. So a very chilly start on Tuesday. High temperatures rebounding back into the 50s and 60s. We'll start to warm up eventually. There comes some heat, though, by Thursday. Close to 90, I think, in the nation's capital. So we will start to warm up. Let's time some of the rain out for the rest of the weekend. There come those showers back to the west. So while we're fairly dry along the eastern seaboard heading into Saturday, Sunday, things do start to change. We'll watch this system move east, and that will bring some rain showers with it. First, it'll bring it into the Great Lakes as we head into Saturday night, and then we'll have some showers here sort of stretched out from really the Virginia coast all the way back to Missouri here. So rain showers on the way for these areas on Sunday. Now, as we head into next week, things will start to change up a little bit. Again, as I said, we'll warm up, and we'll also increase the humidity here across the southeast as we start to develop a Bermuda high here off the east coast. That's going to pull in some moisture off the Gulf, and things will start to get a little wet. So as we head toward the end of next week, a different story here across the south as we see more humidity, and we also start to warm up here across the east with more humidity too. Across the west, I want to slow down here. Check this out. We've got our next system that starts to really dive in sometime around the end of next week or so, and I think that's really going to bring some changes. And something to keep an eye on too, especially by the end of next week, would be the potential for some severe weather. Now, we're really far out on this, but here it comes across the northwest first into Friday and Saturday. So do we see a trough build in here, and does that cause severe weather here on the northern plains up into Canada? That's something to keep an eye on. Again, we're still really far out on that, and pinpointing that at this point, I think, is worthless. But the trend has been there for the last couple of runs, and it's also been there to develop this ridge here across the east, and that just means some hot weather. And again, I think it turns hot still toward the middle of the month, right around the 14th, 15th, 16th in that time frame, and summer will be on. All right, that's all I got for now. If you've not subscribed, I hope you will. If you made it this far, I hope that means you've enjoyed it. You get something out of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you next time.